guys? So Tech News is back with another video. David Urbano here.
Esmael Garcia.
There we go.
Yeah.
Don't know why we did that intro, but anyways, we're gonna talk about something very interesting. The new iPad just dropped, man.
Yep.
iPad Pro. How do you feel?
Feel pretty excited. Even though I'm not gonna get one, it's still pretty interesting and exciting to actually see the new technology from Apple. So
it's okay. We're gonna be talking prices, specs, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we want to expect in the next iPad. They seem to drop every 4 years or so with a new device. Not like the iPhone that gets better every single year.
Yeah.
Different changes. So that's definitely. So we're gonna go through some of the specs. But before we go through this, I want to know your thoughts. What was like something that you really liked about the iPad, or that you wanted to see on the iPad?
Well, I've never looked into the iPads that much, but this year I really found interesting that it has the USB-C.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're trying to move now, like since they started with the iPad, they'll probably bring it to the next iPhone and stuff like that. So we can see like Apple trying to move forward now with USB-C and making it more faster.
Got you, definitely. So I think the thing I really wanted to see, besides the USB-C, was Face ID.
Mm-hmm.
Face ID included in the iPad.
Yeah.
I thought that would definitely be something big. And also, when it comes to the weight, I really don't... Do you like a light tablet, or does it...
I mean, I have the mini, so it's not that heavy.
Okay.
But I would say since you're having a tablet, it shouldn't be that heavy either.
Okay. So let's dive in right into the specs, guys. So the difference between this tablet is that it's pretty much like a computer. So like the Microsoft Surface, there's a Surface tablet. You can make it into a computer. We won't be comparing these right now, but the iPad Pro has very good software that they can run now that they couldn't do before. So Isma, tell us a little bit about the gestures. How did those change in this new iPad?
Gestures, so they added more gestures.
Yeah.
So now you can like either do like close apps and then switch them back and forth, and then you can also do like multitasking.
Gotcha. Yeah, so very similar to the new iPhone. You guys can just swipe and do the same gestures on this new iPad.
Yeah.
Another thing that was really cool, well, they have a better display. So I know many people, they've been hating on this liquid retina. What do you think about this, though?
I mean, it's pretty interesting because they introduced this in the iPhone XR.
Yeah.
So which is something I haven't really noticed, like really seen it in person.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's pretty good for like an HD display. Maybe not like the best as like an OLED or something like that. But
okay, so have we been robbed, Ismael? From a better screen?
Yeah, I think that we have. I don't remember the resolution, the exact resolution, but when I last saw it for the iPhone XR, it wasn't like full HD, something like that. So I really think that they should have at least kept a full HD display on their iPhone XR.
Yeah, I think this is very disappointing, especially for the price that you guys are going to find out later on in this video. So for the price you're paying for this, and for all the design that Apple does, right? Because they want to help designers. You would expect an OLED display.
Yeah.
For the price.
Yeah, for the price, for even all the features, since this is like a Pro iPad.
Yeah, I felt like that was one of the downfalls. So if you want to get the new iPad, don't get me wrong, the screen looks nice. But could they have done better?
Yeah.
They could have done better, but it is what it is, guys. So moving on. Well, we already kind of touched on Face ID. How do you feel about that going to the iPad now?
I mean, now I feel like it's more interesting because it's really similar to the iPhone X.
Gotcha.
No home button.
No home button.
No home button. Now you have Face ID. So now you unlock your iPad with your face, and if you have the new iPhone X, then you'll probably already be used to this. So
definitely. So this should not be a biggie. Moving on. Well, yes, you can use Face ID to pay for apps. Now, for all the nerds out there that care about this, There's an A12X Bionic chip. Now, tell the people why this is so cool. The reason why this iPad Pro is so fast.
Okay, so the A12X is like a fast chip. It's like the fastest chip. And then what they try to do every year, they try to make it smaller, but without like eliminating performance. They actually try to make it perform better and more efficiently. So that's why maybe your phones get more battery life each year because the processors get more efficient as the years go on.
Yeah. And so in the case of the A12X Bionic chip, it says that it runs 5 trillion operations per second. And it has advanced machine learning, which I think most chips nowadays are starting to see. So I think that's really cool. And that's one of the biggest reasons why you can run Photoshop and other apps on there, as well as multitasking. So, Isma, how important is gaming for you, man?
Well, for me, it's pretty important. I like to do gaming. I don't really do many tablet or iPhone gaming, more like that. But I feel that if you're gonna do like gaming on iPad, then it should be good.
Should be smooth.
Yeah.
So in the keynote, they did do a NBA 2K video game on the iPad twice. It was twice as fast in graphics as the previous iPad, and it seemed very smooth. Like the graphics were really nice in the new iPad for this video game. So I think that's a plus. For you, you like racing, right?
Yeah, racing.
So tell them a little bit about the Apple Pencil.
Okay, so we have a redesigned Apple Pencil. I don't know if you guys remember the first Apple Pencil. It looked a little. Well, it looked weird in some ways.
The snow cone is what we call it.
Yeah, the snow cone. And I don't know if you guys ever saw someone charging their Apple. And then they had to hold their iPad with their pen sticking out. But now with this new design, you can actually charge it, and it's magnetic. So you have your iPad, and then you can stick it to the side. Then once you stick it on there, it's gonna start charging.
It's amazing. Yeah, the other design, like, scratch that. Yeah. Another cool thing is they can double tap on the side of the pencil and open up different applications. So it'll be open to third-party apps. Depending on which app you use, you'll be able to do different features by double tapping on the Apple Pencil. So I think that's really cool. Moving on. Okay, we get it. Okay, so they also included the Smart Keyboard Folio, which is also, I guess, USB-C, you know, supported. It has a few magnets. The cool thing, though, is the iPad has magnets, like a crazy ton of magnets. I don't know if you saw the keynote. All over the bottom of the tablet. So whenever it connects, it's an easier connect. So that's pretty cool. Moving on. So tell them the advantages of why we would want an iPad with USB-C.
Okay, yeah. All right, so we already introduced this. The iPad has now USB-C. And why would Apple do this is because USB-C is a new generation, which is faster in like charging. I don't know if you've seen some phones that have USB-C. They're faster with charging. Data transfer is also faster. So that's why Apple would really recommend or want to move to USB-C. And then there's other devices such as cameras. In this picture, we have a camera with USB-C. So there's different types of devices that have USB-C nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for us, that we're soon going to invest in a camera, this might come in really handy, especially for now that the USB-C port is in the Mac and is in the iPad. Could we see it in the iPhone?
Next year.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, next year.
Who knows? Maybe. Hopefully they do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens then. Something that really shocked me, though, was when you think of an iPad, you really don't think of a good camera.
Yeah.
Like, I have my iPad Air, I think, that I got in, like, 2013, 14. And that thing is not that good, to be honest with you. But these iPad Pros have 2 great cameras, 12 megapixels, that take really good photos, but also they can record in 4K video.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. As well, they have portrait selfies, FaceTime, Animoji, and Memoji. I just started using. Oh man, we haven't shown the video, but
Yeah.
we'll show y'all later. Why I'm excited about this. All right. Do you want to tell them about the weight, connectivity, and all that?
Okay, so the iPad is just over a pound, and
thin.
it's more portable for people to have this thin iPad, and it also has a gigabit class LTE, which is their new technology made from Apple, and it's supposed to be like really fast.
Yeah.
That's what they say, gigabit.
You ain't gonna lose that signal.
Yep, and it has 10 hours of battery life, so that's supposed to last you all day long. If you take it to work, to school, or on the go, you should have 10 hours of battery life on your iPad.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you want? Okay, so overall, looking at the iPad, another thing I forgot to say was Face ID now recognizes your face, but you don't have to have it vertically. You can have it horizontally or to the side, and it'll recognize your face. So I think that's pretty cool. But overall, like design-wise, do you like the new design? Like the way it looks?
I mean,
like,
it looks really good now because with this new design, they actually made it bezel-less or made the bezels more smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's good because now like the bezels are like big, and then you have more screen, and then they took off the home button, so there's more space for the screen also.
Got you. Definitely more screen, guys. I think there's an iPad that's 11, right? 11 inches.
I think 11.
And then 12.9, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to get this wrong for anyone buying one. Let's get this right.
It's right there.
Yep, I was right. 11 inches, 12.9. And that's the size of the whole screen, including the bezels.
Yep.
Not just the actual, display of the images.
Display area.
Display area. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Okay. So overall, we didn't even talk price. So let's talk price, Isma. But if this was free, would you get it?
Of course.
Of course, right?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, okay. Well, obviously, duh.
Yeah.
But if you were to choose between this and maybe a Windows tablet, do you still think Apple runs the game when it comes to
supposedly.
tablets?
Well, they say that their performance supposed to, they can compete up to an Xbox, Xbox gaming performance. So, I would go with an iPad.
Yeah, I think at this point, Apple still makes the best tablets on the market. There's really no competition there.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's competing with Apple. But let's talk capacity. So starting at 64 gigabytes all the way to 1 terabyte. That's crazy.
Yep, 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte of storage. Do you need that much storage?
I mean, personally, no, I don't. I don't need that much storage.
I mean, now with every, cloud-based, like Google and all these other things,
iCloud and stuff like that.
saves you a lot of storage. But hey, some people need it. So let's talk. We already talked display, we talked chips, video recording, all of that. Okay. Drum roll. Okay, starting. Tell us the prices, man.
All right, so 2 models. 11-inch display is starting from $799. 12.9-inch display, $999.
Okay, so we're gonna customize our actual. So we're gonna do space gray. Do you like space gray or the other one?
I like space gray.
Yeah.
So right now we're starting off with the 11-inch iPad Pro.
Okay. So as it goes on, 256 gigabytes, $949. 512 gigabytes, $1,149. And 1 terabyte, $1,549.
Yep.
Dang. Now, for everyone that just listened to that, you're probably thinking, man, that's crazy, right? This is practically your new iMac. And we haven't even delved into the new iMac that they released.
Yep.
So we haven't even talked about that. But from what it seems, would you say that they're trying to replace or give an option? Now you would choose either a tablet or a computer?
Yeah, now they're trying to do that. Since they already made it portable, they have their own keyboard case. I think that's what they're trying to do now. That's what they're heading.
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that the tablet is going to replace the computer.
Yeah.
I think that's way far down the road. And even then, I think the computer will still have people that like it or prefer it over a tablet that even has the same functionality. But for that price,
Yeah, it's too much.
man.
I mean, it's pretty close to like a MacBook, so might as well get one.
Let's go with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, practically 13-inch tablet.
Yep.
So, run down the prices.
Okay, run down
man.
the prices. So as we said, starting off 64 gigabytes, $999. 256 gigabytes, $1,149. 512 gigabytes, $1,349. And if you want 1 terabyte, you have to pay $1,749.
Yeah. So,
Almost $2,000.
that's practically $2,000.
Yep.
And if you want Wi-Fi and cellular, it's $1,899. So
Yep.
we're maxing out the iPad. That's how much you would have to pay.
Yep.
So question is, are we getting the iPad Pro?
No. No. I really don't need an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use one. I already have my MacBook. I have my iPhone, so I don't really need one.
Okay. Am I getting the new iPad Pro? No. I'm not getting the new iPad Pro. Do I like its features? Yes. Do I think that it's going to be really good for a lot of people that are on the go and need something lightweight? Of course. But again, I have my Mac. I love my Mac. It does everything I need. It's not that heavy, to be honest.
No.
And yeah, I mean, I still have my iPad, so it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it does what... You know what I use my iPad for? Is mostly reading.
Yeah, that's what I really use it most for. I don't really use it for like I don't really take pictures on my iPad.
No.
I don't feel like that's natural for me. Or well, for some people it is.
Let's not make fun of the grandmas out there, because there are grandmas that use their tablets to take pictures. You've be seeing them like...
But I don't really feel comfortable doing that, and I don't really use cameras, apps. I don't do it. I have the 16 gigabytes iPad.
Yeah.
So I don't really have that much storage. I only use it for books and stuff like that. I deleted all my apps, no music, nothing. Just reading.
Just reading, guys. Yeah, that's what I use mine for. But I'm glad to see that Apple is making their iPads more powerful. If only they could do something about that screen and that price. Two biggest complaints. What about you? Do you have any other complaints?
I mean, overall, I don't really feel that the design change was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because now people are like starting to move on to the iPhone 10, and then you just swipe up, close the app and stuff like that, and people get used to that. So I don't really think that's a bad thing. What I agree with you on the screen thing. If you're paying like that much, almost like $2,000 for an iPad, you would expect at least an OLED display. So
No more complaints?
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I think they hit it out of the park, honestly. Great product, but that screen.
Yep.
That screen. So that's it, right?
All that's it for this iPad.
For this iPad. Be looking forward to Mac Mini, right?
Mac Mini.
And MacBook Air.
Yep.
So separate videos for those two will tell you what we liked, what we didn't like. Believe me, the Mac Mini, we'll talk about it in another video. This has been Tech News,
And we're
and we're out.